Beso yo mahe kona, ye kona he no, he o mahe no na he, uhe mahe yo he, pane, panina sina, ye o kane se kona, eka se ya ye mone se, tonaka, la sana biki ne sapuna sha. Great. Oh, bless me. Please forgive me, because that sneeze my knees and my heart stopped. I could have went out. They say that your heart stopped when you sneeze and you might could die. I'm glad that the Creator kept me alive. What's up, Yolanda, my big old sister? Nice to see you, girl. I ain't seen you in a while. Emoji Hotep Ra. But this is Humam Abdulmalik once again with Blackanized Report, motivator, stimulator of world black affairs. That we got to clear the air around us so we can breathe right. Because you know about the chemtrails up in the sky that's really meant to make us die. Just like the lead and the fluoride in the water and what else? GMO in our foods. And then, like, they dumbing down our children in the schools. It's the miseducation of the black child, or you can say the Negro. That's the brother who wrote that book. He gave you all the information about how our children are miseducated, even though they get an education and get a degree, but they don't be about you and me. They don't be about the blackness. They be about perpetrating the European, Eurocentric ideology that they were socially filled up with social narcotics. I ain't talking about heroin, marijuana, and all that K2 stuff. I'm talking about the words and everything that go in their minds from a little, what, 4 or 5 year old all the way up to they get about 12 or 13. Then they start thinking on their own or something like that. See, we should educate our own. We should have our own school system, because we know this school system ain't the system that we should be educating our children in. Malcolm said, why would you send your children to your enemy to become educated? When they do that, when they get their college degrees, they're very intelligent and all that, because our children are geniuses anyway. But with the information that you put in their, say, computer bank, which is their brain, and the conscious and the subconscious is their mind, and this and that, in this divine time, that they can lose their identity and have an identity crisis. I'm talking about they don't have no culture stability. See, we are divine people, the original people, and if we don't know that about ourselves, then we act like clowns in the circus when we are the ring masters. I mean, what I'm saying is, if we live our lives in a divine, spiritual way, as our ancestors said millennia ago, they say, know thyself. The way and the reason that you know thyself, because you got to go in the temple. You say, what are you talking about? I go to church on Sunday, I go to Mass on Friday, I go to synagogue on Saturday. But those are buildings, those are structures. See, but the natural, divine, spiritual building that the Creator is in, that you go worship it, it's plain and simple. The temple, you go in the temple to worship the Lord. So the Lord is in us. And we have to understand that. We have to understand that in the chambers of the pyramids of our mind, so that we become divine. But not only that, we have to understand the universe, so we have a profound effect upon the universe. See, we got to overcome all the racism that exists, that always existed in the building of this country, from 1776 all the way to 2019. Ain't nothing changed about the tricks that they perpetrate upon the people. They talk about the government. We're supposed to be the government, but we're not. We got a bunch of white hair guys and a bunch of people telling us lies and manipulating us, and the hypocrisy is nothing but mockery. They make mockery of us because they stole everything from us in a timeline that was way before we got or they got over here to Turtle Island. We was already here. We was like, chilling. We had a tribe of 500 nations. We had everything going. That's why they call this the land of milk and honey. They got over there and said, wow, look how they living. See, we was in the core with nature. We wasn't like, had no lustful mentality, none of that. So to see a sister nude or something like that, that wasn't nothing. See, like they got us programmed now to have these clothes and how the sexual lustful appetite, they program that in us, and we lose our respect for our sisters. They got pictures on here talking about, a lady might be 65, but she fat to death, fat to life, excuse me, fat to life, right? And they say, should she be dressing like that? Man, she can dress like she wanna. It's her temper, her body, her thoughts, her emotions, and everything. And then if she got waves in the ocean and y'all can't hold or maintain y'all, emotions, then that's on y'all. But you can't overdo it, right? I was looking at another picture, right? Here's a misdirected, what is it? Misdirected, sort of, what is it? I can't grab that word right there. It's right there on my mind, but I'll get past that line. But it's a picture of a church, right? And then they got an arrow pointing to a shoes, right, of a dude talking about he shouldn't wear shoes in church, some tennis shoes. But then it's a picture of a lady right here. Her dress is on the top part of her butt top. And she jive bending over, but they ain't saying nothing about that. So that's like a subliminal suggestion. That's the word I was looking for. It had to just register, and I had to go through the Rolodex in my mind. So that's what they really talking about, but they ain't say nothing about that. And so stuff like that, you have to be respectful. Just like our young warriors walking around with their pants off, their butt hanging off there. I done seen they got real stylish, their pants hanging off. They got black drawers on, red drawers, yellow, green drawers, and it's not respectful, for the elders to see that. Our elders don't want to look at that. I know when we was coming, just 1 second, please, 1 second. I know, like I was getting ready to say, when we was coming up in my youth, when I was young, just like our young warriors are, when I was their age, we tried to dress like stars. We had sandal belt slacks. We might have gaiters or what is it? Bob Sweezians or whatever. The shoes with the dime or the penny or the nickel in it. Sport coats, shirts, and all. Man, we was dressing like that at a young age. I mean, and the girls was like doing the same thing. And so the flyer we look, the better our chances at, romances or whatever, the games that we played back then, the dances and all that. But there's a big difference. It's a culture shakeup. It's like they put us in a little bottle and shook us up, right? Then before they let us out, right, they put a lot of different tones and frequencies and vibrations in this bottle, right? First, we had vibrations and frequencies of love, the Delphonics. Didn't I blow your mind this time? Didn't I? Stuff like that. Or when we dance, you tell them, way down yonder, deep, deep in the middle of the jungle. That was the Black Heat or the Young Senators. And Chuck came out, well, we the people gonna do it. Oh, he got you. Get your tambourine and blow your whistle and ride, So that's how we was living. And man, we had a lifestyle. We were children at that time. I mean, we had our fights, boom, 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 boom. And then we back together. We didn't, stab nobody, shoot nobody. It was some of that, but very minute and special in the community, especially among friends. But this, like I said, they put it in a bottle and shook it up with all the frequencies, and the frequencies like, I'm going to kill that, I'm going to kill that, Well, she ain't nothing but a bee. She ain't nothing. And, whatever goes in the computer, whatever you put in your mouth as food, whatever you put in your mind with thoughts and whatever you read with your eyes, it has to go in, but it's going to come out in words, actions, or deeds. And see, that's the thing about social engineering. See, when they put us in captivity, they did a lot of stuff to debilitate us from our natural state of mind. We was divine people. I mean, divine in the essence. That's why they had us over here, because we was like agriculturists. We was healers and all that. And that's why they separated family, separated family from family, separated tribe from tribe. They didn't want you to talk and communicate. And it's the same thing today when they put all this stuff on your record player or your earphones and all that, and then they put all these type of drugs in our community. I mean, each drug is stronger than the previous drugs. Right now, they're trying to mold and shape and have us really getting ready to kill ourselves. We ODing on 100 times potent than regular heroin. The heroin they got now that's killing people. Then they got the K2 that's killing people. But then also, when it ain't killing you, it's the development of you into a zombie, you know, like the ones you see on TV and the movies about eating people and all that. They had earlier, right? They had a case of it in Florida. The guy was running real fast. He ain't no slow runner, you know, and jumping into cars. And then they said they found 2 cases where a guy was eating people. See, they trying to get to that point. The FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Agency, already got war monks that closed down. They got them like concentration camps. Then they got big old 10 by 10 caskets always sitting on the ground. I think it's in Oklahoma, somewhere down southwest or something like that. They already got that because their plan is in effect. Don't know if it's going to come about, but they're pushing for it. Then they got this guy that's running the country. Country boy, you know, thief that runs in his bloodline from his fathers and grandfathers and all that. But that's through all of those guys to be in the White House. You know, they're thieves, liars, and manipulators. And I'm talking about from the one to the one now. Ain't pulling no punches with none of them. Even though one looked like this, but he demissed in here. That's just my personal opinion. Anytime he say that he ain't for preparation, or what is it? Not preparation. I'm saying the wrong word. That word tongue twists me all the time. Reparation. He said he ain't about that. Now you got a European lady just recently was talking about some billions of dollars in reparation. I don't know if she's doing that just to get in position for the votes of black people or whatever, but whatever the manipulation of her disposition, she was right on point. And other people be saying, you know, they don't want the money and this and that, and you do that and do that with that. You can give me my money. Let me do what I want to do with it, because my great grandparents, the ones that was down Catlett, Virginia, and then Manassas, was doing what they're doing. I've been down there. I seen the slave cabin. I went down there, and we went in on a hayride, and they said that was the slave cabin that my family was living in. So to that point, I want mine for the free labor that you caused them. And no matter what it is, I don't care. I do care. You just can't give me anything. But whatever you give me, I'm going to take it. And so on the economical front, talking about that, and, you know, talking about us being socially engineered the way we, especially our young warriors walking around with the pants off their butts and can't dress and don't dress. And, you know, I mean, what's wrong with, you know, putting that suit, not being European all the time, but a suit and tie? Or you can get into Islamic dress or African attire. Man, got some nice stuff, man, to make you look fly, make you people say, woo, like that. Their eye be on you. And you be the light of the party, or you be the center of the party. And all you got to do is stand there and shine. But you got to develop your mind, because if you don't develop your mind and keep your behind hanging out, ain't nobody going to want part of that. And the women that do, they using you because you giving them that money or whatever. But really, a woman don't want nobody like that. See, it's like if she does, she programmed too. You know, a woman that cusses all the time. I'm talking about on the street. Just be cussing, da, 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 da. Got their children with her. You got to be more of an example of, uh, uh, an example of someone who's highly, I ain't gonna say educated, but with mannerism, discipline, and self-control. And you do get that from the household. I'm telling you, that's where it all starts, from the household. I don't care if it's double single parents or double parents or whatever. You just got to be a parent. You got to put your foot down. You got to put your mind down. And you say, you're not mine, but you come through me. And I got to show you the road, the path, so that you can have a better life of discipline and self-control. It ain't no telling what might happen in the street, but as long as you be unique and stay on your path, you be protected by the Creator and our ancestor until you reach your path where you can stand on your own and make your own choices. But the parents got to cultivate the seed until the seed is able to stand up on its own. It's just like flowers and everything else. You plant a seed in the ground and come up, you got to water it. You got to keep watering so it comes up and be strong. First, it's kind of weak and, uh, like it ain't strong, it's flimsy and stuff like that. But after a while, it gets strong, and it comes on up and it be strong. It be a plant or whatever, the green foliage or whatever, and it look beautiful. And that's how our children, they will become beautiful, maintain discipline and self-control. And who don't want that in our community? We want that. We need that. That's the only reason that we can maintain being what? Black, or I'll say Blackanized. I say Blackanized because that's my 501c. And Blackanized is a nonprofit program that I'm the CEO of. And Blackanized is just the realization of who we are as Black people. And see, Blackanized also is the umbrella of Conscious Chess Move. So with that said, through Blackanized, we want to reach our people to make them realize their significance in this world that we be. And we got to do that as like divine essence and our ancestors is the key. That we got to unlock the mysteries that's in our temple and the chambers and the pyramid of our mind and the DNA that's our divine prescript. And all that is by divine decree placed there by what we call God or the energy, or it's a supernatural, super intelligent energy that you can't really define, but people give it a name, so I ain't gonna do that in my mind. I went through that because I took my Kalima Shahada in like 1980, Muslim. I was like a real down to earth Sunni. I wanted to I was against everything that wasn't Sunni Muslim. I was against the nation and everything. I was against the Moors and everybody. I was even against my mother. But as I progressed in life and was told I don't know who I am, and I was saying, why she keep saying that? But anyway, I got to a point in my life where the energy of the Creator came into me. As they say, third eye, like the melanin stimulates the pineal gland, and you go through a euphoria and this and that. That's the reality. That's the truth. I'm telling you, I experienced it. There ain't no reason for me to fabricate or lie, because it don't get you nowhere. But if you know me, you know that I'm spiritually inclined and I walk when you see me, you see a different personality, a different persona, which I can project at any time. Sometime I had my robe on with my staff, and I'd be walking and people be saying, man, Jesus or Moses or whatever, instead of just saying the holy man, Humam Abdulmalik, because that's the persona that I want to project, so our people can come back and reflect upon who they are in their divine essence. Because I know mine, because I have stepped into the divine doorway. by the permission of my Lord and my ancestors that guide me. They guide me in a pathway of spirituality, African Black spirituality, worldwide. I have to have a worldwide perception, not this no in my apartment or my house or the street corner or the community and this and that. I'm talking about the whole world is my perception of what I have to control, because I am. In me is the energy of the creator. If the creator is omnipresent, omniscience, then that's in me. So I gotta be mentally free in a divine way, in my mind way, so that I can see my way and do things my way according to the annals of our ancestors by divine decree. And I don't deal with the religion as they dealt with, because they divide and conquer methodology that's put in place by those who control this universe now. But it's our time to come black to our essence and put our sisters back in their presence to be the rulers and controllers of this realm that we call the earth, this big ball. They need to get back, and we got to sustain them. We got to get some Black Wall Streets again and operating. We got to do all those things. We got to not go to school and get their degrees and then don't believe in yourself. And you keep perpetrating the system that's against you, that manipulates you, that has you going against your own nature and have you European size. It ain't no such thing as a white situation, because they not white people. They did that in 1863, something around that time, to make them feel better than us, you know. But they can't. They know they're not better than us, because in everything that we do, comparison, we're greater, because we got melanin. They ain't got it. That's our saving grace. Because like that sunlight right there coming up, that energy and that light from the darkness at night, it comes every day in every way, and it makes us stronger. And we got to know that, we got to accept that, and we got to be about that blackness. And I see my big uncle, he came across, yeah, my brother, and he got it. And look, I ain't even look at that. He said, keep shining, brother. See, that's how much sync we in, you know. That's my big uncle, man. Love this dude to death. I mean, love him to life, right? Royal bloodline, you know, basketball, all that. He should have been professional, so he could have got me some tickets to the games when he came through Washington, D.C. But he's doing all right. He's on his own pathway with D.C. loyalty over money. That's his clothing line. Respect to that young brother. He's an entrepreneur. He's doing it his way and all that. And that's why you got to love our young brothers that's like that. They can see. They walk in a certain spiritual pathway because they are spiritual. They come into the spirituality of self-control, self-discipline, and all that. They don't walk around with the pants hanging off their butt and all that. He may do it sometimes, I guess, but really in reality, I see him, man, he look good, have his shades on, his hat on, his shoes on, stuff that he made from his clothing line. And then his brother the same way. Both of them have a divine mind. I love them to life, like I said. But anyway, the subject matter is not on my big uncle, even though I love him and want to talk about him all day, because he just makes my day and night, you know, the thoughts, the books he read and all that. You know, I got to get the name of the book done. Don't tell nobody. I ain't got it yet, but I know where to get it from. But I'm just saying, he's saying, shining, brother. You see the sun of Amun Ra, and it's shining upon me. You know why? Because I am mentally free and spiritually free. And the most important thing that's about me, I am a black man, a race man, and I'm not racist. I fight against the racists. I fight against this institution that is based on racism and manipulation. I fight against this system that is full of hypocrisy and supposed to be about democracy. I fight against this system that has done what it done to my people and don't want to say that they done it, so they don't want to give us nothing. But it's not only this country. The Portuguese, the French, the English, the Spanish, every European country, the Dutch, all these people had a hand in our debilitation from like 14 to 15 all the way up to about 16 1800. But English, I believe, stopped their slavery market a little before everybody else. Some people stopped it a little before these people did. And then over here, these people took it a step further. They said, okay, well, that's the law. We can't have no slaves. Well, we can terrorize them. We can make them like sharecrop the land. Like you do now, sharecrop the clock. Just like the guys stopped y'all working of sharecropping the clock, and then y'all ain't know what to do, fell apart. And some of y'all like 29 grade in the federal government, y'all panic. See, all they did is they did like they do them mouses in the laboratory. You test the food, it's gonna shock you. So this what they did was a shock to you. Even though you made all that money, it was like, man, 3 months of this, I can't take this. Man, when are you gonna give us a job back? What are you doing? But he was saying how far they can push you. Everything is like social engineering in there on it. They got an open lab and they got a closed lab. They got think tanks. They got 50-year plans, 30-year plans, 20-year plans, just like gentrification. When did they take over Georgetown? Then when did they do 8th and 8th Street? When did they do 14th and Columbia Road? All this is on the timeline. Now they're coming over here in Ward 8. But we are the last frontier, and we holding strong. As Black people, we're going to unify. We're going to show them that unification is the best thing going. Because we ain't going to get up. We ain't going to say, we hands up and we surrender. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. If they come at us, we have to use tactics like we're playing chess or something. If they started killing us in D.C., I know it can't be, but they'd kill a couple of us like that. But it got to be counted. There's got to be a countermeasure to what they do to us. We got to do to them. And I'm saying that, and I mean it from the bottom of my essence of my being, because it is a war that they're committing against us, even though it's so subtle you can't see it. Because you go to a job every day and you make your paycheck every Friday or every other Friday, then you go to their stores and you buy your liquor or you do what you want to do because it's yours. But you don't look at the reality. If you can be an entrepreneur, you can do your own thing. You do it your way. Like they say, Frank Sinatra say, I done it my way. And I like that concept. And so that's what if we get into our divine essence and all us unify and pool our resources, what we must do. All them people with all that money from the Oprahs, the Tallies, and the Mayweathers, and whoever, all the basketball players, all the athletes, they come to see you. If you walk off from all that stuff, who they gonna come and see? You got a lot of Spanish and Europeans in baseball, but they still come and see us because we're the fastest. We're the most powerful hitters and play defense and all that, even basketball, football, all that stuff, even soccer. We really control this world, but we let them control us. We got to come from out of that mentality of letting them control us. We got to control ourselves, and then we can control them because we got to take back this world. And that's the reality. And I talk like that, and I mean that. I mean it because we must do a hashtag, Black People's Comedic Boycott Ham, around the world against racism, against those who support the racists. I'm talking about Negropeans and agent provocateurs. They're on the other side of the fence in my humble deliverance of my message, because they can't be trusted because they made a choice. Now, our young warriors, they're being programmed to be like predators and playing Russian roulette with a full loaded gun. See, we can go save them if we don't have fear. Or go in the concrete jungle, down in the cesspool, and reach our young brothers who are really the guardians and protectors of our communities. If we get them straight, we don't have no more crime or criminal activities in our community. So therefore, we won't have the slave catchers coming through our community or trying to catch us to take us to the auction blocks, which is the courtroom. And then from the courtroom, take us to the plantation, which is the jails across the country. Now y'all know that they're trying to do this federal thing where you don't even go to superior court no more. You go to the federal court, and the federal court gonna give you more time. You talking about superior court giving out 50 and all that, they might be giving out 100. And it's all geared toward our young population, our male population, because they want you off the mat. because they really want our women, because they are dying out. Their death rate is greater than their birth rate. They don't have melanin. So the sunlight that we see that's shining upon me, it's like it's an enemy to them. It's a natural enemy. Like they going through this subtle war and hypocrisy and killing us all and hanging us and lynching, because they cowards. They do it in groups, and they might take us. One might get all right with them. They get them drunk, then they beat them up, rape them, and then hang them or lynch them. And then the police be killing us and stuff like that. All that's going to stop, because now this chess game or this political poker that they play, it ain't no game. It's about our lives and our livelihood. So that's how we got to train. But we got to maintain our psychological edge of who we are. We got to attain our divine spiritual edge of who we are and what we stand for in the Black circumference. The circumference of 360 degrees, supported by 666, the carbon, electron, not the carbon, electrons, neutrons, and protons, minerals that develop carbon. And the carbon is that substance, that energy that comes from the Creator, part of the God substance, I would say, that can never be destroyed. And that substance is in us, in the melanin and all, and the energy of the Creator. So when our body go, that's gotta go, because it dissipates with time. But the energy within us, in our temples, that is like eternal. That is like, it can't be destroyed, you know? It's like it's matter, antimatter, and all that. And with the grace of the Creator, it's just like that. But these Europeans are trying to find some way to surpass the knowledge and the intelligence of our Creator. And how insane is that? They so insane. I know I sometimes repeat myself about certain things. It's like, you know, the Big Bang Theory, right? These people are trying to initiate a Big Bang Theory. Where is the Big Bang going to be? Where is they going to make it go out in space somewhere? But they got a machine they call a CERT. It's somewhere in, I think, Colorado, somewhere, one of them little old spots or whatever. And they developing that. How insane is that? And just like they deal with the weather, HOP, they got those HOP machines all out in the Midwest and this and that, messing with the weather, stimulating cold, hot, and all that. These people are like mad scientists, and their insanity is gone madder still, because they can't be still, because they know how they really feel, not being God's energy or chosen entity of the Creator. They know they come out the caves. They know they're troglodytes and Nagathals. I ain't gonna say the other name because my brother said, don't keep calling them that. But I'm gonna say it one more time, the genome primates. You know what a genome primate is? From the bloodline of the Rhesus monkey, RH factor. Look it up. Their scientists say that, not me. I ain't talking about them. They're talking about themselves, just like they talked about us and said that we weren't nothing but slaves, that we ain't do nothing. If that was the truth, they wouldn't have us over here. They needed us because they knew that we were the people that were agriculturally inclined to deal with the land. Even when they first came over here, it was wintertime, and you know they was cannibalistic, so they started eating each other because when it came over here, it was hot, right? So they said, "Oh man, look at all this food and all that." Then they seen that we left, the indigenous population just left, disappeared, because they had already gathered all their food and they went into another part of the land that wasn't so cold. So these people stayed there, and they got so cold and they didn't know what to do. So they got to looking at each other, and the weakest, the oldest, or whatever of them, they got eaten because they was cannibalistic, and they wrote about it. It's in their books. Their story tell you about their own appetite for each other. But then they're going to tell lies about us, you know, that we ain't know nothing, we couldn't do nothing. But while they was going through that, we was in another part of the land chilling. If it was in the wintertime, we still was chilling because we had enough food. We know how to put out teepee and set fires and being under there. We lived like the family. And then over in Africa, they started their colonizations and stuff like that, and they was doing the same thing over there. They're so barbaric. What this dude named Leopold, he is worse than Hitler. They killed 10 million people, amputating people for the rubber and all that over in the concrete, Congo, man. They deserve war crime criminals. That's all their family line, because they benefit from what went on. Their family line. These Europeans today, well, I wasn't back in slavery and this and that. Man, your father and your father's father was back there. From the Kennedys to this jerk that's in there now, all of them, all them guys that's in the political arena, man, all their parents, man, grandparents, man, was them people at lynchings, and those people had slavery, slaves and all that, man, from George Washington all the way through. And even Obama too. He was a Negro pen, and I said it and I meant it. When he can't say that we can get reparation, then I ain't got nothing to do with him. And those people that say we don't need it and this and that, y'all can say what you want to say. Give me mine, because my great-grandparents did this free labor. I want mine based on them. Because if they can give the Chinese something for about 6 years, and they can get the Jews something for something else, and give us, the ones that identify as us, we don't get it, but the nickel $5 Indian, they get it. They get money that comes from the barbaric actions of these Europeans against us as a nation. And what else would I like to say to motivate and stimulate? I already said that we must boycott, hashtag Black People's Comedic Boycott, HAM, around the world. We also got to do hashtag Black People's Comedic Boycott around the world to deal with black-on-black businesses and all that, export, import, export, and all that. Like my brother Waker, Mr. Waker, that just went over in Africa, Joseph R. Waker, 9th degree black belt, went over there with my brother, Alpha Cuba. They was in Angola, and they was talking business. Now, that's what we got to do on a worldwide scale. We just can't do it in our neighborhood. We got to be real. We got to be detailed so we can get this thing, this ball, rolling or bouncing or whatever. I ain't talking about playing basketball or kickball or none of that. I'm talking about us coming together as one unified family and be unified in everything that we do. If we can be unified in dying, we can be unified in living in a divine life, a divine way of life. And that's the way it is. There's no other way. There's no other way in this day and time. It is our time by the divine decree that's in you and me, in our DNA. And see, this is the age of Aquarius. You know what Aquarius is? The person with the pulling out water, pulling out knowledge. Water represents knowledge, information. And information is power, but this is a divine hour. This is divine information that the energy is coming to us to bring us back to where we're supposed to be, where we came from. And they said the first will be last and the last will be first. So now is our time to not chastise these people, but put them back in their place. I don't care where they go. They can go to the caves they come from, or they can like try to go underwater, out in space or whatever. These mad scientists think they can escape their fate, but they can't. We are the divine people in the divine line, the divine lineage of all times. And we got to make up our mind to be that. Now, right now, not a minute later. No, none of that. We got to deal with every aspect of livelihood and the infrastructure. But we got to be the good ones. We got to be the ones, divine ones. We can't like be perpetrating the fraud and selling our souls and becoming Negro pens and all that, or part of the, agent provocateurs, or, this being weak. We got to be strong. We got to be divinely inclined, because it's our time, I re-emphasize. We got to realize who we are and the power that we have when we unify. So with that, I think I'm going to let us go to tomorrow, though, because today is just Tuesday. Oh, I just want to say something about some actions that occurred in the community with Brother Trayon White. I'm rocking this sweatshirt that I was looking for the longest time. It was right there in front of my face. I support this brother. I believe in the movement that he's developing. I'm with him. I support him, man. You know, it's just like that. I might not be with him. You see, the people, the little entourage or whatever, I might not be there. But believe me, I'm right there spiritually all the time, all the time, beside him, in front of him, or behind him. So what I was saying, he pulled the people together yesterday at Union Temple to talk about uh, investment company called Small Change there, where people can invest their money to somewhat be part of the gentrification, what they got going on, that you come in the bottom floor or whatever you do this about, what they call that stuff, crowdfunding and this and that. And if you want to know more about that, you go to the web page of Small Change and you get all the information you need. But a great mind like that is there not for us to be left behind, even though it might be at the bottom of the totem pole dealing with it like that. But it's an effort. It's an effort being made to keep us here in Ward 8. And so people like that become great. See, his greatness is based on our supporting him and being around him, and make sure that he's protected from all idiosyncrasies of these Negropeans and whoever else that have ulterior motives. And then he was dealing with a lot of topics, but Small Change was the most one. And as I said, it was about getting into the investments of the building of real estate and all that in Ward 8, because they're doing it around the country. And they don't have it here model yet, but we're trying to develop that. Well, he's trying to develop that with the people here in Ward 8, even though it sounds like it won't be no real benefit in the long run, but in the long run, it could be. So we got to see every avenue that we can do something that's new for our benefit. That's why I support that young brother with everything, all I can do to support him. My speaking and my actions and all that. But on the same token, I can't forget about Blackanized Incorporated, the realization of who we are as a nation, and also Conscious Chess Moves. I developed that, that modem, I'll say that modem, a Conscious Chess Move. It's a modem because the modem moves things right on the computer and all that. It's a good thing to develop critical thinking skills, concentration, and focus. And then you got core values that we deal with, all that. And we try to get this to the youth. I mean, not really, it'd be youth from, say, well, this guy, he was talented. He was 5 years old. We came in there, we was like, I'll do this and I'll do that. I got to get back with him. His mother called me and say he want me to come down there, so I got to get back over there to them too. But Conscious Chess Moves, I went to the library, and Far Southeast Strengthening Collaborative supported me with grants and stuff like that. And Karen Davis folks supported me with her concept of Conscious Chess Moves, dealing on the healing side of it, and had people coming there to talk about healing what is it? I ain't even gonna try to use that word. I could though, but I ain't gonna force it. It's mildly, no. Medical information, I'll just do that. That's shorter, but the word information is longer than what I was trying. Modality is the word. That's the word I want. So she deal with it on that asset, and I deal with it on the chest, and we mentored the youth, and the youth became better in their behavior. And all that. People used to say, man, is that Damien doing? Oh, man, unbelievable. Man, what? Oh, that's that chess. Yeah, and then not only that, they did better in school and all that. So I'm getting back into that mode. And who is that right there? Okay, that's my sister right there. I got to get up to the hospital, see one of my brothers. I get up there to see. But anyway, I just wanted to say that and what I'm doing. outside of the other things that I'm doing. And I'm always doing the movement for freedom. Black power is always my essence and my call in a spiritual, divine way, in a way that we got to overcome the indoctrination of this nation with the mockery of our nation all over the world. And that they try to belittle us and say we ain't nothing, that we ain't had nothing to do with civilizations when we had the greatest civilization on the whole planet. I mean, the whole planet. Nobody has a greater impact on the world, on this planet Earth than us. But when they got birth and stole our everything that we allowed them to steal from us and plagiarize, then they murdered and killed us off, especially our spiritual uh, priests and all that. But see, they didn't kill us all. So we got to, stand tall in this day and time and to redevelop our mind to come from behind their misconception of what they instilled in us, and so that we can be divine once again and take back the planet. And so with that, I'm going to let us go until tomorrow, dealing with motivation and stimulation on a global basis. Our connection got to be global. Our connection got to be cultivating our seeds. We got to overcome what they have made us believe. We got to leave them alone. Don't mess with their holidays nor their religions. And just let them be on their own as we develop our infrastructure. And I want to say Shalom. I want to say Ashe, Hotep, Namisti, Namaste, Ubuntu. I want to say Alafia. I want to say I love you. I want to say all those things with many true meaning. I want to say we got to stay strong, man. We got to be here for each other. I know it ain't going to be all of us, but it ain't got to be all of us. Don't need to be all of us. We want the best of us, the most of us. And so with that, I'm going to get this roll call. And don't forget, on this Black History Day, make history some way, or talk about our history, because our history is not just for a month. You can't even put one tiny minute minor anything of our story in a month. Our story is infinite, eternal. Just ask yourself, look in the mirror. Ask yourself, your divine self. Trust your divine self, nothing else, nothing less, nothing more. So with that, I want to do the roll call. We got Yolanda Fields, my sister, who's the ANC. I don't know exactly what small member district, but she is that. We got Amore Hotep Rob. We got Mighty Simon featured Lady God. Woo, you got my big uncle, DC, Loyalty Over Money. Keep it shining, bro. You know I'm going to shine like you shine. It ain't about no dime, a quarter, or none of that. We got to get us some billions. We got Yashir Khalid. We got King Ka In Soon Shorter. I guess I got that name. Chop it up. Let me see who else we got up. Oh, we got my brother. He a 9th degree black belt. Big old giant too. That's Joseph L. Waker. Tell it, brother. Tell it. I'm only gonna tell it because you told me. Then I got my sister Janet Pathay from the royal bloodline from back in the day. And I say on this day is every other day. This has got to be the black peace that we got to release all over the world, and the black power got to be released all over the world, and the black love got to be released all over the world. This has been Blackanized report by Humam Abdulmalik. Can't be brought no soul. My soul and my everything is part of the divine essence that's in me that's going to bring my blessings through me to you. So we got to do what we got to do. And with that, I'm going to say Zayo ko maheyo. Zaye ho ho yo. Zaye ho ho yo. One day at a time, we got to take back our mind and get from behind the 8 ball. Y'all take care, be great. Don't forget the principles. Umoja, Kukachakalea, Ujama, Kuumba, Nia, and Imani. Don't just wait to the end of the year. It's throughout the year that we practice the principles and we make history. We talk about our history because it just ain't in no month. And that with that, be blessed, and motivate, stimulate, and be black. Stay black. It ain't nothing else you can do but do that. Get your mind black and get with that because we are definitely under attack. Peace, love, black power. Yes, sir. Kuna Yesu Mare. Kuna Yesu.